My name is Betsy Peterson. I'm the director of the American Folklife Center here at the Library of Congress, and on behalf of the staff and indeed all of the library, I want to welcome you here today for the latest and very special concert in our Homegrown Concert Series. Just a word about the concert series. It is an opportunity for the American Folklife Center to present the very best traditional music, dance, narrative arts to all of you here in Washington, D.C. We work with coordinators, cultural specialists throughout the country to identify artists, to have them come here and share their traditions with all of you. This will be webcast, or I should back up, this is being recorded for later webcast and for inclusion in the archives of the American Folklife Center. So with that said, if you do have a phone turned on or any electronic device, please silence it or turn it off. And with that, this is a very special concert featuring the Jones Benally traditional Navajo dancers. And with such a special event and such a special group, we need a special MC, I think, and so it's my special pleasure. First, I just forgot something, I'm sorry. It's my pleasure, one, to say hello to the Board of Trustees of the American Folklife Center who are having their board meeting here today, so welcome to those folks. And now, it's my special pleasure to introduce Arizona's Representative Tom O'Halloran from the Arizona 1st Congressional District. So please welcome him.
Well, good afternoon, everybody. It's an honor to be here today because this is a special occasion. This is my first time seeing the dancers. I've seen lots of dancers. I represent 12 tribes and nations in Arizona of the 22 that are there. I'm immersed in culture all the time of the Native American culture, but to see this type of historic type of entertainment from this troupe is just unbelievable because that's how good they are. I have seen pictures, videos, but I've never had the opportunity to see them dance in person. I'm going to be introducing the world champion hoop dancer and traditional healer, Jones Benally, a respected elder of the Navajo Nation. Just so you understand clearly, an elder in the Navajo Nation is held at the highest respect throughout the nation. Any elder can go anywhere and they'll be treated as if they're one of the family. Jones hoop dancing has won him worldwide acclaim and multiple world champion titles, as well as the first Heard Museum Hoop Dance Legacy Award. Jones has worked as a traditional healer and was among the first traditional medical practitioners to be employed by a Western medical facility. Jones has also been recognized by the state of Arizona as an Arizona Indian living treasure. With him today are his daughter, Janetta, and his son, Clayson, who have performed with their father for over 3 decades, and his 3 grandchildren, who are the next generation to take up the family legacy of Navajo music and dance. I was just informed when I was in the green room here that his one granddaughter in 2045 wants to run for President of the United States. Together they are the Benally Family Dancers. I'm honored to be here with you today to be able to witness. I'm going to run up here in the audience somewhere and spend some time here also. The Navajo tradition that has brought joy to so many. I just finished up a Navajo parade on Saturday. They have small parades. You can imagine it's out in the middle of nowhere. So it's 5.5 miles long and about 100 and some thousand people. And you get to walk about 8 miles because you're going back and forth down the street. And beforehand, you have to be there at 5 o'clock in the morning so that before they close the road off. But the joy of it is whether it's the Navajo, the Hopi, or any of the other 10 tribes that I represent. It's the fact that family is the premier opportunity to see up front and close the children, the families, and the elders of the Navajo Nation. And I'm sure they're going to be out here in a second. And with that, have a great entertainment. Bye.
Hello, everybody, ladies and gentlemen. We're very happy to be here. And the great wonders in the world. I've been up here. We've been traveled all my life. The first, I was raised back home. My name is Jones Benally. On Todicini, bitter water plant. My father's side, Nakidana. My grandfather's side, so Ashin. I've been raised what my people, my mother, my father, my grandfather, the medicine person. I've been raised to what they carry on until I went to school when I was over about 20. Then I said, I'm glad I did. Otherwise, I won't talk to you. Because I start learning how to say yes or no. And then I recognized an entertainer in dance to travel in Hawaii. The first ever built a shopping center, Alawana Shopping Center, Honolulu, Hawaii. We used to dance every summer. And also, we traveled to represent the department store, to travel in Japan and all the way to Australia in South America. And here in the state, all the way from West Coast to East Coast. And also I traveled from Spain to all the way to Sweden, Norway, and sometimes go to South Africa. But just kind of advertise where they're going. They advertise the department store, American Good. So I traveled with my grandfathers before. Then later on I traveled. So it's nice to, but the first looked like just for fun. But I didn't know was then I finally got to know more. People asked me about what I learned, what I carry on, and to share my cultures to the other people. So before, I didn't know was, but also the medicine man. I worked with the 19 years. The one little hospital, the government hospital out of sight, I had separate office. I helped a lot of people. 19 years. Then I ordered the hospital. But I still help a lot of people to, the first I thought it was the only, my people have a different problem. The people are known I found out was all the people, we travel, sometimes the people need help, I've helped them. Then people all over the world, we have the same problem. So it's very important to know, because I work with the health service, and they go the other way, and I do the other way, to find out why the people have problems. Because we are angel people. We can be affected by anything. We cannot just, like, sometimes it's good, but sometimes it doesn't look good for just taking the pill. So I work with the doctors, and so all these years. And also the entertainer to share some of the ceremony, the part of the ceremony, the dance, but it's just to show in the public, not the ceremony. The ceremony is different. Even the sound is different, and so for the healing. So that's why we're here. When I went to school, when I was a kid, I don't think it's be sitting here in front of you people. But the more important to share our culture, what we are, and every one of us. Our life is the same. Nobody is different. And that's why the people, all the people, my grandfather, because they compare with the professor, those people, the old medicine people, more knowledge. They teach you, every one of them used to be teaching that time, even how to deliver the baby. If you somewhere by yourself, if you have somebody pregnant, going to have babies, there's something wrong, you do ceremony, you think. So everything you have to learn. Now I meet some professor, and they don't know nothing about it. So it's very funny to me, but more important to share our cultures. That's why I be here. And also, I have but first I dance. That I do now is Clayson, Dahi, Dutchie, Janita. There's the dancer. They're going to dance basket dance. The basket these are long time in beginning. There was a spider woman, bear woman, they make the basket. So they follow that. And then they had a big problem, earthquake and tornadoes, hurricane and flood and everything felt bad for our people. So why they're trying to communicate with the basket that they use, because it's not ours, that's belong to the spiders and bear. So they thought was the earth to go around the sun. But they found out that the earth was turning. So this would have been weaving the same way, but the opposite. This is the other one that was clockwise. This one, the weaving from the center, opposite the clockwise. When they make this one, and then it work the contact with everything wherever they need it. So everything went peaceful. Today, we're still using the same way, the basket. Though a lot of story, they think this design, because it covered the whole universe. In the other side is also start a lot of story. You can learn a lot of ways. It's like you're going like educate yourself, like how you study vacation. So everything's in the world, up in the sky, star, and everything's, they all in here to learn to traditional way what we carry on. In the begin, the Creator make us from such that time they teach us. Today we still carry on. So today we're still using basket. 3 tribes still weaving: Navajos, Ute, and Paiute. So now the dancer will be dancing or will sing. Thank you. Next dance will be the horsetail dance. The horses, long time when I was a kid, there was only transportation was donkey and horses. We trained the horses how we wanted. Could be used warrior horse or riding the horses or friendly horse for the kids, wherever you want to learn. So this is the tail dance. Theirs is the one. They train the horses wherever they want, so they can dance or wherever they learn. And today, even we use the rodeos or roping horses, wherever you train. So we still use the horse a lot so that's what the warriors, every country, the people have been fighting the war. tribe attack and south, they use the horses. Now the horses getting smaller. We have a lot of cars. You go in the city, you don't see the horses, not about the car. Why? That's the main transportation. So now we're getting smaller. A lot of the people, this traditional way that they carry on, they're getting smaller too. So what we educate ourselves, but different way, technology, but our life are still the same in begin. We all brother and sister. So this time, the dancer, he's also the horse training. So this is part of the dance we're going to do. Thank you. Next dance will be a feather dance. The feather dance is part of the ceremony. The ceremony is for healing, a ceremony for sick people, which we carry on before the hospital in this country. We still use them, a lot of them. A lot of people have like they say, cancer, arthritis, rheumatism, and a lot of things. But the other way around, a different way, the problem. So I help a lot of people, anybody. So sometimes, the people, they own away what they believe. So there's the son of them got no choice. They ready to cut off. They coming to us. I teach my kids how to learn the ceremony, how to respect example for the patient. They come in, the patient, they come to you, don't know what's wrong with it. He set the ceremony, can see everything, what, then after what we need. That's how we're helping the people. So, so these are the ceremony is, when doing this is just a show. When the ceremony is the dancer or belong to the healer, the dance. They have to go through the ceremony. If he dance, you don't know about it, and during the ceremony you dance, then you have problem. Then you have to go through the ceremony again. So this is particular the dance, but this is for to show in the public. Next dance will be the gourd dance. The gourd, the rattlers, there are a lot of different kinds. Even the gourd we use for the ceremony, make for a ceremony to use. The one we use for the ceremony, not allowed to use in public. But one to use in public is you therefore have to go through the ceremony to step it. So this is the dancer is just long time ago, before the store in this country. So we plan everything be ready for wonders, make the food for the whole year, get ready. They usually celebration, the people get together and they dance. So a lot of different ways to dance. Also, we had a ceremony called 9-night ceremony. They call it Yebiche dance. That's for people, for sick people to get well. This dance almost symbols, but it's not. This is for the people get together celebration. So that's what we're going to do, the gourd dance. So a lot of different way to dance the ceremony, even the rarely some of it's only for healing a ceremony. They're not allowed to use to the kids or only when the people belong to them, that those that they handle. You cannot handle if you not belong to them. So it's a lot of things is important for our life. Thank you. Next will be the grinding. The grinding, when I was a kid, Dad, we didn't have much tool. We used the grinding stone. And we worked cornfield all the time, plant the corn, and for our food. That time, far away, the store, and sometimes you go get the sugar or coffee or where they, so we don't have no problem. But now, nobody grinding the corn anymore because they can go to the store, get already make. So the grinding stone is sometimes they make too heavy, so they just bear somewhere and travel and visit. And then, so that's what they just cover the dirt and go far away, make another one. If you're lucky in this country, you can find a grindstone to go in the woods somewhere. But that time it was we don't have any truck or hauling around. So also to use the corn a lot of ways. A lot of people, they different the idea and they use different things. In very traditional way, only you can use the corn, white corn. You grind the corn in your pollen. To pray. You learn to pray. You can contact everything on this world. So that's so they grind different way. For our health, for also we use for food in different way, and then the mothers, they teach, especially the girls, how to grind the corn, how to handle the corn. There are a lot of technique, and so that's you have to do. They make their own grinding stone. They make their own clothes. They make their own baskets. When they live in the country, they create themselves. And so, in the man way is we use a buckskin shirt, clothes, moccasin, shoes, and a lot of ways in what we carry on. Nowadays, nobody making, we away from, we all educate, go to school, young people, they go to school, what they learn at home, they never go back. And then they go, that's why you educate yourself, be easy to display. That's how we get the money, work for somebody. So the people work themselves and they make their own way. Now they're trying to, they hang on traditional way, but a lot of them, everything's, that time was a lot different. So that's why we show to, like if you go to school, just like some of you, you go to school, and then how the Indian, they do something that old days, just like you go in a museum. It's that that's why we done a demonstrate to show our way and just to know. That doesn't mean to change your religion, but this is just how we used to do. But it's for our life to feed ourselves, because you never know. I just wonder sometime what happened if something that happened today, everything we go to eat somewhere, the food's already. What happened? Something happened. Everything's import. How we going to eat? Maybe we'll go back that way, or what? So that's why we carry on traditional way, even if we go to school and what you learn. But our life, we don't change. So this is to show a little bit the sample, and sometimes a special prayer to use the grind the corn different way to teach young people. So the scene, when the grinding, also we sing for a special way to show you a little bit the sample for a son, and they're going to grind the corn. Thank you. Next dance will be the equal dance. Equal dance also 9-night ceremony for sick people to get well. So these are the people, when the people sick people, there's something affected by that. So when they find out what kind of ceremony to get well, even you work on the street, your head blown away. Then you pick it up, put it back on. Later on, you have a problem. It's very important. Everybody have a problem. They don't know that. Once you put it on, once you're blown away, it's not yours. You often something to pray, you put it back on, then you find. Because we breathe the air, the same air that against you. So a lot of people, they don't know about it. Even the health department, I work with them for years, and they don't know nothing about it. So all these things, that's why you got, they say allergy, or something that pollen, and start with the coughing, sneezing, all that, then you coughing a long time, and then you have problem with your lung. So all these things, so also we use the eagle feather for ceremony, for the dance, and or sometimes we use power, or sometimes we use the eagle feather for a special prayer that you use for healing a ceremony, for special ceremony. But you need make particular the other ceremonies belong to. They cannot mix every ceremony. Everything is all separate. Thank you. Next dance will be the hoop dance also. The hoop dance is also part of the ceremony. The real ceremony is only part. The hoop that we use for the ceremony, actually we only ceremony for healing. Represent east, south, west, and north. After we use, never use it again. But the one that we show here is just for a demonstrate to show what we still carry on. So it's very, the willow that we use, the easy to play. Nowadays, a lot of people hose or plastic hoop they use, but they still hang on old traditional way we use the wood. So it's part of the traditional way and what we still carry on to this is only for a profit to show.
I know a lot of you are probably asking the question is, how old is Jones? Your guess is probably better than mine. We know that because of the politics and the things that were occurring when he was a child, going to Flagstaff from the Black Mesa region to get ration, and with ration tickets, you know, there was World War I was taking place. He remembers the Great Depression, a lot of different events that occurred in the early 1930s. So we know that Jones is probably one of the oldest hoop dancers. He started when he was about 4 or 5. And this is very particular for our people. I know there's many different styles. There's a style that came, you know, I know they say that the hoop dance may have originated with the Taos Pueblo people maybe 70, 80 years ago. But our father's been dancing for about 85 years, and this was handed to him from our great-grandfathers and so on. This comes from a ceremony they call Hachonche, the blackening or ghostway ceremony. And the hoops, every day for 4 days, a patient will travel and pass through these hoops to release whatever they're affected by. And then that's only particular in the summer. And in the wintertime, there's a ceremony called the fire dance. And the patient, when they are having an issue, a health problem, maybe this would be the ceremony, the fire dance, and different practitioners would come, they'd bring their medicine, and the dancer is initiated into that ceremony, that society. So the practitioner from the ghostway ceremony would bring these hoops specific, and then the dancer would perform this, the hatathi would sing, and this is the context that I grew up with my father. I know for my family, I don't know of any other families that still utilize this in the ceremonial context today. Hoop dance is primarily used for competition, as my father was explaining with the plastic hoops, and you know, it's more about kind of like a fancier, newer style, and very creative, and it's very beautiful. But this is a very particular method that has been carried on, and when that ceremony is complete, then those hoops are taken apart. They go back to the earth, and it's, you know, very special, only for that patient, utilized one time. But there's a lot of history, a lot of meanings, a lot of patterns within each of these hoops. There's a lot of philosophy about the circle of life. From the east, from where we live, we have our sacred mountains. And these sacred mountains are something that we're still trying to protect. A lot of our sacred sites, you know, these are places that, you know, we go to pray for rain, for moisture. Today we have a lot of drought and a lot of difficulties with our land. You know, as our father was explaining, these ceremonies are ways to communicate and to heal, not just ourselves as people, but also the land. We work with our natural world. In this dance, you'll see many different symbols and patterns that reflect our natural world, and that dancer brings all of that, and they serve that to the patient so they'll become whole and heal. This is the Navajo style hoop dance.
Thank you.
Jones Benally.
The Jones Benally Family Singers.